What's going on, guys? Crest Whaler here. Today playing another episode of The Roottrees Are Dead. Oh god. Oh, let's begin. So I have 6 of 9. Good. I got these 3 now. I need to figure out... Oh god, it's gonna take me a second. It's gonna take me a second. Alright, let's take it to Carl. Died in the recent plane crash along with his wife Brenda Roottree and their daughters. Carl and Brenda are both here. The white Carl Roottree. Yep. He was the president of the Roottree Candy Company as well as the clothing company Root, co-founded with his wife. A short press release. The Roottree Candy Company released today to news organizations, December 9th, 1988. It is with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottree Sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Roottree family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Feeling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope that you join us looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. They go on to list some of the accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Interesting. Watchman of the Year? Hey, new periodic. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on companies, CEOs, and the economy. They've been around for over 100 years in one form or another, and will often write about major changes in management or famous companies. Every year, they offer an award to a prominent businessman who has furthered the field. They call this Watchman of the Year. You find through a few searches that 2 Roottrees have been featured as Watchman of the Year: Elias Roottree and Carl Roottree. So Elias is here. Nope. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, so it would be Junior, right? That's correct. Wait. Yes? Because if this is Carl, and his grandfather would be right here, that'd be Junior. Could be wrong, though. I'm just going to throw something there for right now. He is not one of the important ones. Carl's here. I didn't know who that one is, though. That's for sure. Business Watch does not host any online archives on any site you can find via spider search, though you may be able to find individual articles and issues through your periodical search. So, Business Watch magazine. Wait, I need you over here. Business Watch, Carl Roottree. Hey! That's what I needed right there. Boom. Look at that. Carl Roottree was voted Watchman of the Year in 1987, and a photo of him appeared on the cover. According to Cover, Business Watch is the magazine for a forward about corporate leaders. Ongoing coverage, corporate world. Carl was chosen not for his work at Roottree Candy, but rather a clothing company. Before they married, Carl's wife Brenda was a fashion consultant. When Raina was born, Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mother. Looking for a creative outlet, she spent any free time she had in this sewing machine. Raina's new clothes were a hit with other parents, including Carl's cousin, Jim Roottree, a notable singer who had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. By 1982, Brenda's patterns were being copied by other brands. Seeing the demand, Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr., who had just become president of Roottree at the time, spearheaded Root. Other blood relatives, who have a say in the company's finances, refused to fund anything other than candy, so Carl personally spent his entire inheritance to bankroll the clothing company. When the profits began to appear, however, the rest of the family changed their tune. They repaid his investment, and now Root exists under the umbrella of the candy company, and they all benefit. Per tradition, or perhaps superstition, new clothes always debuted the way the first ones did. Raina became their catalog's cover model. As she grew, the product line expanded to older kids as well. Her younger sisters were then recruited to show off the baby clothes. Carl was voted Watchman of the Year primarily for his personal gamble and then ensuing payoff. Alright, so this is Carl. He's the president. Uh-oh. Yes? No. He would have been the president. So he's third? Maybe fourth. We'll figure that out in time. But his cousin also has a kid. Oh boy. So I'm guessing this is his cousin? Got married? This says has two kids. This one has one. It's one kid. But they both split up. Am I saying that right? His patterns are being used. Seeing the man Carl and his second cousin Ernie Jr. Ernie Roottree. Ernie Jr. What if I just typed in Ernie Jr.? Am I spelling that right? Was a former president of the Roottree Candy Company. He seemed to directly precede Carl Roottree. And one website even says that he was Carl's mentor. He was apparently very successful as a president, but not so much as a public figure. Rarely seen in public, stepped down due to an illness in 1996. Has since passed away. So it could be him? Oh, I don't know. This is where it gets confusing. Because I don't think... So it could... I don't know. Second cousin. Wait. So here? Second. Okay, so first cousins would be here, right? These are all firsts. Second cousin would be no. Your parents, brothers and sisters, aunt and uncle, cousin. Grandparents, brothers and sisters, second cousins, right? I could be wrong. I don't know. I think I'm right. Which means there's a good possibility This guy? What is this? Uh-oh. This could be him. I don't need him. I do need him. I want the whole family tree, but I don't need him. We're not getting much right now. Bullshit. Bullshit. What's for the year? I feel like we were going somewhere with that. Yeah. Just become president of Roottree at the time. Carl's cousin. Raina's new clothes were a hit with other parents, including Carl's cousin, Jim Roottree, a notable singer. Singer who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRue. What a name! That is definitely not her real name. The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rollin' On Down to the City. Now in your evidence folder. The song? Although Jim writes the majority of his songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but has its fans, who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse, and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. What was given to him? I don't think I need a picture of her, but we can hear it. Rolling On Down to the City was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979. According to the liner notes, it satirizes how a part of society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East, unless pop culture tricked them into caring. Somewhat ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came from roller discos. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. That's why you've never heard it before. This image is from an auction for a sealed copy. There's a sticker that says, "Only the great-grandson of Elias Roottree could make disco this sweet." Credited to Peter Janowicz from MMM. Music and lyrics by Jim Roottree, vocals by Jim Roottree and Diamond LaRue. Roottree is on the notable Roottrees list of your evidence. He will be marked on the chart with a star. Lyrics of the song contain the clues. We're rolling on down to the city. Plus that. I mean, they're gonna sing it sooner or later. Okay. Apparently there are 11. 11? Okay, so clearly I need to know oh, the great grandson of Elias Roottree could make disco this sweet. Yeah. Is on the notable Roottrees list. Okay, it's gonna keep playing. So it's clearly him. Got a picture. Jim? Oh, crap. His real name's not Jim? James. James Roottree. Occupation, singer. Uh-oh. Oh, that wasn't his last job, was it? Oh, so what would he be considered? He's not a screenwriter. Dancer? No, not really. Musician. These guys are all starting to look alike. I mean, they are related. Don't. Can we look this name up? Oh crap. I'm not gonna be able to find her, am I? Diamond. I don't know how to spell that to save my life. L-A-R-U. Oh. L-A. No. L-A-R-U-A. Well, to be fair, they probably didn't have Team Blast back then. That's that point. He made a public appearance since 1996. What happened in 1996? Nothing? There's no way her name... If I look this up... Oh my gosh. That's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Okay, so I have one right now that I've added this whole time. Yep. Yep. Let me look at the... Let's let that sound play. Jim is done. Carl Roottree. No, I don't have a picture of Carl. Who's Lauren? Who's Lauren Roottree? Lauren. I don't think I spelled that right. Author Lauren Roottree, a distant relative of the Roottree Sisters, is known for her book A Life Between Wars. Okay. A Life Between Wars. Here's Jackpot here. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. You even found a hardcover edition for students that had... Let's go ahead and read about her. According to a website about famous authors in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name, Lauren Rafferty, to little fanfare. When her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottree, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diary entries, released in 1965 as A Life Between Wars, spans from untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with the post-World War world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and society's socialites all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found a new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into the life from previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottree. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release by writing 2 new sequels, creating what fans refer to as the Court Jester series. We find no recent details about Lauren, though she is listed as retired. So, distant relative. How distant? That distant? No. Person pass. No, because she's on the list. Which means she's important. But it has to be this one. No other one has a star. Yeah, there's gotta be a star. Oh, what are these? Where do these come from? Oh my god, these were all printed out from Lauren's. These are the pictures. And yes. Carl. Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the next generation. Oh my god, there's so many people in this picture, I just realized. In an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5-piece photo with our generation. For old time's sake, we gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pops did in the old one. Oh, so this one. Eli. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle, let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. That's not Eli? Grandma insisted we include Sam, even if he didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. Also didn't think it was fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge, even after all these years. Yeah, she's mad. That's Lauren. 100%. That is Lauren. So Lauren's here. She upset. Do they have retired? Not really a job. A screenwriter? No. Author. Joey. That's one. That's one. Oh, man. It doesn't mark it off either because I haven't officially... Who's this? While skimming through Lauren Rootree's diary page and A Life Between Wars. Oh my god. Is there pages? Oh, there are pages. Oh my gosh. The book was published in 1965 and consists of diary entries that stretch from 94... There's only 2. Is that this page? Nope. That is... Oh, it is. Oh my god. The book was published in 65. Consists of diary entries that stretch from 40 to 65. The most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around was the loss of her husband, Jacob. Jacob died in the final months of World War II while Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son, Clark, alone. Lauren never remarried and only had 1 child. Yes? Yeah, it has to be. Okay. Sticking with this one, which also... Once I verify this person, I'll be able to add bonus photos. Okay. So... Rafferty. And... Are we going by Clark's? Yep. Mother's name. There's this situation. Fine. Got that going. Just good. There's that one. There's this one. Who else can I get right now? Maybe. 100%. I have a picture of this person right now. Is that Eli? She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. So, oh crap, I should not have clicked off of that. Yes. Yes, okay, yes. So that makes me feel better. Her mother's family was called the Cossels, but she hardly ever mentions them. Her father, who she always referred to as Pops, was the head lawyer of the Roottree Candy Company. Helped write a legal document called the Clanced Trust. Clanced Trust. Oh, well, thank you for clarifying. It's pronounced Clansed. Clansed Trust is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottree. Clancy Edward Roottree. Oh, so that's Clancy. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and mark it as Clancy. Thank you. Who was Elias' son and the Roottree Candies Company's head lawyer at the time. Due to its unique nature, it's often brought up in online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual numbers have never fully been disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. The Clansed Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which family members have tried to forcibly remove another member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover is from a university law school, which apparently had a guest lecture talk about the Roottree versus RR in 1994. While looking into the Clansed Trust, you often find mentions to the 5-piece guarantee, which went into effect at the same time. All right. There's a bit of information here that I would like to highlight. Oop. Can I also... I forgot about this. I might have to come back to that in a second. Can I just search that? Bullshit. I think it's because of how it's typed. Found very few details about this particular incident. With regards to the Clansed Trust, a student that attended a lecture about it wrote the following on a legal oddities website. I don't know what that means. From what you can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the person in question was born out of wedlock. Second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Clansed Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendants of Elias Roottree without completely dissolving the trust. There's no additional information. Who is RR? That is a Roottree. Same letter, first name. RR. No, give me this. RR. Oh. Okay, so Robert or Ronald? Oh. Need to get back to that. Really? What? Interesting. Okay. I had to focus on Carl Roottree's parents. Let's go back to Carl. And a recent plane crash. President of Roottree Candy Company as well as clothing company. I'm gonna run through this. It's clear from the context that the Roottrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations of their family. Lauren uses them often. 5 Pieces is the first generation of children by Gwyneth and Elias. The next generation is Lauren's generation. The Free Spirits is the generation after Lauren's, including her son. So this is pretty informative. I hate how that's typed. Can I fix that? No, I just want to fix it. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Entry entitled Complaints from Lauren Roottree Diary 1953. Entry seems to focus specifically on one of Lauren's family members, Gwen. Who was on the notable Roottree list? Yeah, but I figured out Gwen, didn't I? Did I not? I did. Yeah. Yeah. I figured her out. Is there any picture of her? Cool. See the actor? That's solid, right? I can't. I didn't want to take that off. That's one of the ones I've had. Yeah? Yeah. I did this one today. And this one? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Should be 3, yeah? Uh-oh. What if that's not Lauren? He said he's retired. What? There's no way he's the second one. This guy was the second one. But he's got to be the third or fourth. Uh-oh. Okay. This is where I'm stuck now because... Oh, there are pictures of her. That's interesting. Doesn't matter. But there's a picture of her. Apparently. Yeah, once you verify. I could add a picture of her. And then once you verify. Okay. I'm focusing on these 3 now. I have to finish this. I have to get these 3 done. Lauren. Author. What if that's not Lauren? Oh my god, what if that's not Lauren? It has to be. Let's at least make sure to get the correct picture. There's Lauren. She is an author. Yes? Still? Yes. Yes, she is. Famous in our house. Pops even had it framed. That's him on the left. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it. The 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well. Said Elias, eventually, I suppose, to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. Found out years later they had never even took a second photo. Lauren? What about Gwen? Aunt Margot? And stay with her and Aunt Margot. That seems to be pretty solid there. Warner Shoe's diary focuses on the day her grandfather Elias announced he would step down as president. I wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quiet, heated. Granddad was furious. None of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. Architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody got time for candy, so with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family since we still have the Roottree name. Not even sure Clancy would have wanted it, but he's the one who has volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Not sure how that's relevant to our running a company, but Granddad has always had a very particular views when it comes to his bloodline. Asked Clancy if it ever came up that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach. I'm next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the product. That's interesting. Oh my god! Clark's getting married. Her son? I didn't click that. Yeah, Clark is getting married. Much too young. Far too young. He's barely 18 for God's sakes, and Danielle isn't much older. Openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Clark's like the rest of his generation is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up with more money than any one person can spend? They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Maybe I'm just getting old. Our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge. The most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be legal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. As for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking in the woods after school. I could be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwen is Gwen, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits, in any other family, they'd all end up on the streets, even Clark. Danielle. Married. Lauren. Author. What am I missing here? He's not verified. He's not verified. She's not verified. Is it a bad photo? Am I missing something here? Entry titled Sam. From a previous entry, you learn that Elias Roottree has given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in family's gathering. Gwyneth has been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Why, Sam? I have many distant relatives I've never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told trim their branches from the family tree. So why is Sam special? Nothing adds up. I'm not the only one to realize. Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwen's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. What? Oh, Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farm hands, EC and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seemed thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? Uh-oh. Is that a root tree? Is there? I don't want to click on one that already has the name. Is it a female? No, it's not. What is going on there? I don't know. It never says. Oh my god. All? I spelled that wrong, didn't I? Battrall. No? Battrall. Sam Control. Control? There is no information on that person. At least not that I have. There's another picture of Raina. Somewhere. All right. James looks pretty solid. That's definitely him. I wish I had a better photo. Oh, I wonder if he's here. No. No. What happened if I type in Jim? Okay. Cherry tree. Rolling on down to the city. I'll look that up. I'll just look up Jim and the Diamond. Jim and Diamond. Okay, so it's just gonna keep giving me the same thing over and over. Oh, that's what I need to look up on Jim and Diamond. Oh. What? Guessing they're not as big. Sam's in this photo. Grandma and sister would include Sam even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why, including Sam. So I think it's fair Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge, even after all these years. So Sam is in there. That's what's his face, right? That's. Did I not have a picture of that guy already? Oh, I don't have it posted. Very interesting. Is that Sam? Oh, Sam was a female, right? And it says that the four of us stand together, so I'm guessing these and. Oh boy, I don't know. None of us understood why, including Sam. Also, didn't think it was fair. Close this in front of the camera, Mr. Morden. He was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. Found out years later they never even took a second photo. Aunt Gwendolyn? Is there another Gwen? There is, isn't there? Yep. Gwendolyn Morden. I need that figured out. That's gotta be her. Why would you put... That's her. That's her husband. I don't need that photo. Son of a gun! Can I get rid of a photo? No offense. No offense to Jacob. Does it say I can put a picture for Jacob? No, it does not. It's even weird that it was suggested. That. What if this is her? No. Clark wasn't. There's no way, right? Did Clark go through a lot of stuff? No, Clark's not. Oh my god, what if he is? What if this isn't right, but the other one is? No way. Lauren Roottree, author? No. No. Lauren's not connected to him that close. Didn't even talk. No. No. Right? I'm not going crazy, am I? Oh my gosh. I was doing it wrong the entire time. Oh, it was the fifth president. Oh, I've unlocked new Hey, Diamond! Uh-oh.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes.
Uh-oh.
But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottree reunion. I also found some important-looking papers. You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
9 more? Oh. Well. Oh, okay, I'm glad that they cleared that out. That's cool. Can I go ahead and put her upset? She's there? I think that's her. I'm pretty sure that's her. Oh, man. Well, so these are locked in. Diamond's locked in, which apparently has another photo, which is very interesting. James is locked in. I am slowly getting somewhere in all of this mess. Oh my god, that means that's Carl. Clark, I meant. That means that's Clark. He's got a picture. He's famous and has been married a few times. Mark Rafferty's a lot more famous than I thought. I need to focus on this. Future me needs to focus on this. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode. Oh god, there's so much to look at. Why is that new? Oh, that's what happened recently. I'll definitely look at that here in a second. This has to... Oh man, okay. Next episode. Thanks guys so much for watching. I'm Crestweiler. This has been The Roottrees Are Dead. See ya.